Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Lately, I have been doing a lot of videos covering most frequently asked questions, and I think these topics are really interesting. And to answer these questions, I like to show you what I'm doing as well as answer the question at the same time because it gives people a clearer picture. So today, I'm going to answer another question, and that question is it worth the energy consumption cost to grow the plants inside? For this question, it's a little bit tricky because it really depends. For me personally, it does cover my cost because I grow a lot of plants. So if I grow enough plants to cover around $15 US a month, that totally will cover all of my energy cost. So that depends on your area. It could be different. And another reason is just I simply really enjoy doing what I'm doing here, growing things inside and just enjoying fresh produce. So it really doesn't matter to me if it costs more as far as energy consumption to the return that I get from the yield of the plants. What I'm getting out of this is way more than just a few extra dollars a month. I'm getting the joy of growing plants. I'm getting the plants to use, and it's fresh and it's just right for the picking. So that is the reason I do this. So anyway, we are going to grow some plants, and we're gonna grow a lot of plants so that you can see how much you can grow a month, and then you can on your own use your judgment to see if that's worth it for you. So here I have plants that I will be cleaning out very soon. This was a previous experiment. So in the new experiment, I will be growing some more of these lettuce plants as well as some of the other varieties that I need for the winter because winter is right around the corner for me, and there's a lot of plants that I may be not able to get. So anyway, let's go ahead and start some seedlings, and then we go and continue the process and follow through for 30 days, and then we'll show you the final result. Okay, to start the seedlings, what we're going to use is rockwool cubes, and they will go into 2-inch net cups. What we're going to do first is soak it in water, just simple plain water. And these are just to-go containers that I saved for starting seeds. So I'm just going to pour in some water. Okay, so you just allow the rock wool to soak up the water. And then just pour the excess water out. Okay, so now we are ready to put the seeds in, and I have already poked holes. If the rock wool you have don't have a nice enough opening, so just use any utensil to create a nice opening for it. So here I'm gonna grow all arugula in this tray, and then the rest over there I'm gonna have some lettuce and all that stuff. So we'll see. So here are my arugula seeds, and I saved this from outside. I love growing arugula because they're very expensive to buy where I am. And also when you buy them, usually they, you use it for a few days and then they'll just go bad. So that's why it's fresh to have them grown, and then pick them whenever you need them. So that's the best way to use them. Okay, the seeds are very small, and we're just gonna put a bunch of seeds inside each of the hole, and then we can thin them out later. So it's better to put more and then have something grow than put 1 or 2 and then they don't grow. Then you have to start over. Okay, so now just try to move the seeds in there. It's okay if it's out on the outside. Sometimes they will just grow on the outside. And then to make sure the seeds make contact with water, just give it a little spray like that. Okay, and then put a dome on top so that the moisture doesn't escape. And then you put this under your grow light or anywhere that has a good amount of light. The seeds don't need light to grow, but as soon as they sprouted, you will need light. So just go ahead and put them under grow light. So I'm gonna put it under the grow tent where we just showed you guys earlier. I'll keep the lettuce there, and I won't clean them out until this project is ready. So we will be back once the seeds sprouted and they're ready to be transplanted, and then we'll continue with the next process. Okay, it has been 2 days now and all of the seeds have sprouted. It's amazing how fast these things sprouted if you harvest your own seeds and they're fresh. Look at every single one of them. So at this stage, it's the best time to pull them out and thin them out if you need to grow them somewhere else, because the roots are very short, so you can just pull it out and you won't damage them. But for me, I'm just gonna leave them like this because I'll just pick whatever is the best plants later, and then the ones that I'm not gonna use, I'm just gonna trash those because I don't need them. So we'll be back soon and continue with the next process. Okay, today we are on day number 5 and I have thinned out all of the plants here, leaving just one. So these are gonna take a few more days before they're ready to be transplanted, but I have already cleared out the tent. I harvest a ton of lettuce right here. There's just so much lettuce. So because the tent needs to be used, I need to utilize all the space. What we're gonna do in the meantime while waiting for these to grow is grow some lettuce that have been pre-grown outside. That way I can have sort of like a head start and have lettuce to use in very short time. So let's go ahead and go outside and grab some of the lettuce, dig them up, and then put them in here, and that way they can grow ahead of these, and then we can use those, and then later on a little longer use these. So let's go and grab some. Okay, I have a few lettuce plants here that I threw seeds in this pot a while ago, and they've gotten to a pretty good size. So what we're going to do is dig these up and then plant them inside. And when you take plants from outside to indoors, make sure to clean them off nicely to get rid of all the bugs if there are any before you take them inside. So let's go ahead and dig them up right now. I need 3 plants. Okay, so we are going to pick a few nice ones, not too big, just good enough, because the bigger they are, the harder they are to transplant. So we're going to pick this one here. This is a good size. So dig them up and try to keep all of the roots as much as possible. So here's one. Okay, so what we're going to do now is wash off the roots. Okay, and then we also need to wash off the plant just in case there are bugs in there. Okay, I have my plants all nice and clean, so it's ready to put it into our tent. So I have my 5-gallon buckets here and the lid. I drilled 3 holes into here. This part is very easy and I've done a bunch of videos on this already. So this is a 2-inch net cup. This is a 51mm hole saw, and you just use a drill to create those holes. So that is that simple. So now we put our net cups there, and I'm going to use the Aero Garden plant food, and I'm going to use that for the rest of the stuff as well. So when we start the little seedlings, it's going to be the exact same way. So it's going to be 5 milliliter per gallon of water, and this is a 5-gallon, so we are going to use 5 of this drops. So we're gonna make it very simple. Okay, so shake it up nicely, and we're going to put 5 of this in there. Okay, what we're gonna do now is take our water straight from my garden, and we're gonna fill this up until the water level touches the bottom of the net cup. Okay, so the water touches the bottom of my net cup, and make sure to test them, put them around, make sure all 3 spots are touching the water. So now we're going to transplant our plants into there. So we need to use rockwood cubes here. These are 1.5 inch, and it fits right into the net cup. So what we need to do is take our rockwool cube, cut it down the middle, and then we take our plants and place them here. Make sure the roots are hanging down like so. And then feed it through here. Just like that, and we're going to drop it in there. Okay, my plants are ready, and notice I have these pebbles here. These are Hydroton, and basically they're there for keeping algae from growing on top of my rock wool. Also, it helps support the plant a little bit. So in the first 2 days, the plants are going to droop and they may kind of like limp over, and that should be fine. That's just the shock. But after 3 days or so, they will come back and be fine. So here they are sitting in my spider farmer grow tent, which is a 4 by 4 by 6 feet. So it's 4 across, 4 deep, and 6 feet high. And there is the spider farmer SF4000. So we will be back to work on these once they're ready, and we're going to do basically the exact same thing, the nutrients mix and all that stuff. So we'll be back soon. Okay, today my plants are 11 days old now, so they're ready to be transplanted. And these guys are looking great. The one we took from the soil, I think these are 6 days now. So today we're going to put our systems in here and get the little plants all transplanted. So what we're gonna do first is prepare the bucket. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it. Okay, here's our container, and I think this is either 20 gallons or so, but I'm going to drill more holes. There are 2 already, so I'm gonna need to do I'll probably do a total of 8, because I'm not gonna drill the middle because there's the letters there. So to drill holes, we need a 51mm hole saw, and that would drill a hole large enough for the 2-inch net cup to fit perfectly in, like that. Okay, so we'll start with the hole right here. Just, you can line them up if you want, but I'm not too concerned about that. So I'm just gonna freehand and drill these here. Okay, as always, you set the drill to go forward. Okay, so now that the drill is attached to the, it creates a nice hole. So now you turn it to the reverse. And it's as simple as that. Okay, so let me go ahead and drill the rest of them. Bring our plants over and put it into the net cup. And here I'm going to grow some romaine because I love romaine. And they grow pretty big too, so that's why I have only 3 slots on these. You see there's roots down there. When you see that, they're perfect and ready to be transplanted. So you place it into the rockwool cube in here, and then you just push it to the bottom. And there you have it. Okay, here we have it. Everything is all done, and we are going to just sit back, relax, and wait. This is basically set it and forget it type of system. So we're going to come back and update once they make some progress. But here are some of the plants, and these are all arugula. And then I have romaine, and I have 1 tatsoi. Tatsoi here, arugula, tatsoi. Those are my red lettuce, and then actually those are salad bowl lettuce, and then the ones in the back are the red lettuce. Okay, we are on day number 25, and all of the plants are looking great. So my garage get really cold in the evening, so the plants are not growing as fast as they should be growing, but they're still doing fantastic. So after 25 days, this is from the seedlings, and those were from the plants we transfer outside, so they're a little bit less than 25 days. But look at these. The tatsoi are doing fantastic. Look how big it is. It's kind of spreading out. And as I mentioned, these tatsoi, they're really heavy feeder, so they're going to kind of like take over. So if you have a neighbor, the neighbor is gonna be out competed. So look at that beautiful lettuce. I mean tatsoi. And we have arugula. See, those are, they typically don't grow too big, so I can squeeze them right there in the middle. And here's another tatsoi. That one is not doing as well. And there's another tatsoi over there, and that one was actually over here, but the nutrient level dropped a little bit, so this one couldn't get enough of the nutrients because it wasn't touching. So then I had to switch place. So there it is right there. The lettuce, the red lettuce seems to be doing the worst. Most of the time when I grow red lettuce in the cool months like this, they don't do too well. They need a little bit warmer temperature, especially the water level temperature. So they are usually the slowest growing for hydroponic. So I would not be growing those in the wintertime anymore. Romaine are doing great. You see, these are romaine here. They're beautiful. And these are the best. These are salad bowl, and they don't care about what the temperature is. And lastly, arugula. They are beautiful. Look at this. So almost ready to be harvested. You can actually cut leaves to use right now. So anytime you cut the leaves, they will keep growing back. So that is the beautiful thing about growing your own greens. You just cut your the leaves that you need, and then just let them keep growing. So you have lettuce or salad for a very long time. Okay, we are on day number 30, and all of my plants are looking amazing. They're grown really nicely. Arugula is just fantastic. Look at how big the leaves are. So these are ready to be harvested. Just cut the leaves as you need them, and they will continue to grow and grow and grow, and you will have arugula for months to come. And my romaine, the romaine probably have around 10 more days. But at this stage, you can actually start harvesting these beautiful leaves. Wow, they were just real so nice to the touch and very healthy looking. Look at that. The salad bowl is doing the best. Actually, those were from soil, so they did have a head start once they get adjusted to the water condition. Tatsoi is doing great. They still need more time, so maybe another 10 days they will span out and probably take over this area. But again, you can use the leaves and just pick them and they will grow back. And the plants that did poorly are these red lettuce here, so I would not grow red lettuce in the cold months. They do require a little bit cooler temperature. Right now in my tent is around 53 degrees Fahrenheit, and in the nutrient solution, the water, it's gonna be a lot colder. So that is probably why those guys are struggling. So they're not good for the winter months. They're good for cool season, but not just too cold. But everything else is doing great, so I will continue to grow arugula, romaine, tatsoi, salad bowl. Those type of greens, they perform the best. So did it cover my cost for the entire month of $15? I would say close, because I'm getting a good amount of greens here, because I can actually harvest them already and start using them. And then I will continue to harvest for a while, so I'll always have fresh vegetables. You can probably buy a bunch of vegetables for 15 bucks, but then if you bring it home, you can't use them all, they'll go to waste. So these here, they will just stay alive and fresh and just you know, continue to give as long as you need them. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe give this a try for yourself. I would suggest to not focus so much on cost, because there is just so much more you can gain from this experience, like the joy of watching your plants grow. And growing your own plants is just the most amazing feelings ever. And you know, this time of the year in December, how else can you get fresh vegetable like this anytime you need them? You can go to the grocery store, but you know, some of those produce have been shipped from far away places, so when they get to you, they are not in the best stage, so they're not as fresh as they should be, and the taste may change. So growing your own plants right here, getting fresh greens all the time like this throughout the winter is just an amazing experience. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it below, and thank you so much for watching.